Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This is Uglo Fashion and thank you so much for stopping by. So in our tutorial class today, I'll be sharing the making of this asymmetric neck top with drawstring. You can see how lovely it is. So I used Duchess fabric for it. So this is the sketch of the style and this will enhance my explanation. So first of all, I measure from the shoulder to the hip line because that's the blouse length I used. Then from that point, from the shoulder, I measure all the horizontal measurements and also input the vertical measurements. And at the shoulder level, I measure the shoulder circumference, which is 15 inches divided by 2, that's 7.5. And after that, I measure the neckline. So I used 3 inches for the width of the neckline, and that's because I don't want it to choke me too much at the neckline. You can use 2.5, but just ensure that you don't use more than 2.5 and 3 inches. Next, at the shoulder level, I used 1 inch for my shoulder slope, then I proceed to connect the two. And after connecting the two, I cuff out the armhole, and so we are done with our bodice pattern. Please note that this paper is on fold. I folded it into two. That's because I'll be cutting the sides together. It's asymmetric neck. So because of the shape of this M, I cut a M, the hip side, with 1 inch. I measure 1 inch upward, then I curve it. So I proceed to cut it out. After cutting, I open the paper. Now this is the normal bodies of the clothes. So the next thing is to get where the asymmetric neckline is, and as you can see, it falls on the right side. That's why I ensure that I turned it to my direction so that you guys will understand it well. So the asymmetric neckline falls at the right side, so I label the right and the left, and I still turn it again so that you will understand. You can see where it falls, the asymmetric neckline. So after indicating where the style actually falls, the next thing now is to cut the asymmetric neckline, and to do this I added additional paper down. So I ensured that the paper I added started at the neckline. You can see it started at the neck. I did not start it at the shoulder. I did not join it to the shoulder. I joined it to the neckline. That's because of the 1 inch at the shoulder slope. And to calculate the length of your sleeve, where you want the sleeve to end, just place your tape at the middle of your back neckline and measure your desired sleeve length. So I used 15 inches for mine. From the midpoint of my back neckline, I measured 15 inches. Next, I proceed to mark the shoulder slope, and for the shoulder slope, I still maintain the 1 inch I used at the shoulder line, and on the 15 inches, I came down with 1 inch and proceed to connect it back to the neckline. So after the connection, the next thing is to connect our sleeve to the bodies. So to do this, as you can see on the style on our sketch, the sleeve is connected to the under bust, not directly at the under bust, but a bit lower than the bust point. So for this, I decided to measure the distance between my under bust and the bust point, which is 3 inches, and I divided it into two. It gives me 1.5 inch. You can actually use your under bust for this. It depends on how wide you want the sleeve to be. So, and from that point, I proceed to connect it back to the 15 inches. Next, I picked my cuff ruler and I connected it back to the under bust. So this actually depends on how wide you want the sleeve to be. You can do it this way, or you can do it another way, like the way I did mine. I don't want it too wide, so I marked from the shoulder. I marked 8 inches downward, then I roll it out, because I felt if I'm raising my hand, my armpit might be showing. So that was why I actually reduced it. But you can do the first method if you want it exactly the way it's on the thumbnail. So, and after that, I connected it to the under bust. Now we are done with the sleeve. The next is the asymmetric neck line, and for this at the sleeve length, I came in with 4 inches. Please, if you are doing yours, ensure you mark like 6 inches. If you don't want your chest showing, that is, if you don't want your cleavage showing, just ensure you mark like 6 inches. I eventually adjust the 4 inches I marked. It was somehow too revealing, so I had to reduce it. So if you are mark from your sleeve length, mark like 6 inches, then you connect it back to the neckline of the left hand side. I hope you understand. You can see the way I did it. So you connect the two, then you proceed to cut it out. Then after cutting, you can see where it ends. Now we are done with the asymmetric neckline. The next is the drawstring part. So to get this drawstring, we'll need to do our slash and spread method. And for this, I'll still need additional paper. But first of all, let's do the slashing. So I picked my ruler and I begin to roll the lines out. So after slashing it, I picked another paper to do the spreading. So I began to spread it on the paper. So I left 2 inches allowance in between them, and having done with that, I tape it down and cut it out. So I added allowance to the paper and I began to fold. So when I folded the paper on each other, I made the slashed part. I cut out the excess I have there. So this is the part that the drawstring will be fixed. Next is the left hand shoulder, which has ruched as well, and as we did for the drawstring side, the same we'll do for the left side as well. So I flipped it to my direction and I picked my ruler to do the slash and spread. So I slashed it up to the bust point and I spread everything on another pattern paper. I taped it down, but the distance here is just like ½ inches. I don't want the ruched at the other side to be too much. I used 0.75, actually it's 0.75 for the spread, so that I won't have much ruched there. Then I proceed to cut it out. So after cutting, this is our pattern. It's ready. I added allowance to it and I placed it on my fabric. I added the allowance actually on the fabric, not on the pattern. So at the hem, I added 1 inch. At the side that there will be drawstring, I added 1 inch, but at the other side, I added only ½ inch. You can do your seam allowance to be 1 inch all around. So having done with that, I also cut facing for it. So I cut both the front and the back and also cut facing alongside. You can use your bias tape if you don't want to cut facing, but I prefer using facing because actually I couldn't get bias of this fabric. That is, the color of this fabric is very scarce. I couldn't get the bias, so I used facing. And for the facing, I folded the hem and I used my hemming gum. This is the type of hemming gum I usually use. It's wild, so I can cut out the shape, whatever shape I want from it. It's unlike the tiny one. So most times I do double it, and when I double it, it sticks well to my fabric. Next, I pick the right side and I stitch shoulders together like this. I use the facing and I put the bodies and the facing in between each other this way and proceed to stitch. Next, I pick the left side too and I did the same, but I used the last tension of my machine to stitch this part because it has ruched and I'll be dragging the thread. So in order to do this, I used the last tension of my machine and I dragged it. So on my pattern paper, I measured the inches I have left there. So I have 4 inches on the pattern paper, so I still maintain the 4 inch on my fabric after dragging the thread. Now we are done with this side as well. So after that I proceed again to the machine and top stitch on that first stitch that I pull, so as to ensure that it doesn't remove or lose eventually. Next, I pick the hem of the sleeve of the right sleeve and I folded it on top of each other this way and I proceed to stitch. You can still use your hemming gum for this side as well if you have this type of hemming gum. And on the left hand side also, I folded it the same way to do the armhole. You know, this other side doesn't have sleeve, so I folded it on top of each other twice and I proceed to stitch on it. The next thing to do now is to stitch the bodies, and you remember I added ½ inch to this part, so I proceed to stitch the ½ inch. And after stitching the ½ inch, I folded the hem, so I folded it twice too. After folding it twice, I proceed to the machine to stitch the parts too. Now we are done with the hem. At the right side, I notched the under bust, so that's where the drawstring will start from. So I notched that part, and from the hem down to where I notched, I measure 1 inch, and from the point I notched back to the sleeve length, I stitch ½ inch. This is because of the drawstring. I used 1 inch for the drawstring, you remember. And from the part where the drawstring will come out from, I opened it with 1 inch. So now I'll be folding it on each other this way, and after folding, this is our string that I'll be fixing it. So to do this, you just cut like 2 inches from your fabric and you fold it on each other twice and proceed to stitch. To fix it into the hole, just use your pin to secure it down this way, then you pass it into the hole and ensure you leave like, let's say, 2 inches when you get to your notched part. So this, you will stitch it down at that point where you notched, you double stitch it at that point, then you can drag the rope to your desired length. So see the style on me. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial till the end. Bye.